Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you, the weekend update. We got a lot of memorables to get in. Look, we finally got the cat cam back up and the background looks different. We're going to get into all that mess. We got some brief mention of some interviews. We got some PTR updates, dungeon. Let's get into this, shan't we? Dr. Fox back here with you with the weekend update. Glad to have you along. We got a lot to talk about. I think we'll kind of cover what's going on around us right now. You might notice it turned into an absolute chaotic mess. You are seeing now. I wanted to go sit over on the table, but you have to bear with us. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be weird. I was trying to get an angle. Mora has decided to pretty much plant herself here. At the same time, a lot of you have been asking me to be able to see Miss Mora a little bit more as well. So she is right here. It's been chaotic. We went through a lot of chaos. It was insanity. I really want to touch on some of this. Those that don't want to stick around, then go ahead and skip ahead a bit. We have a lot of other things to hit as well. But it was chaotic. They overcharged me. They were not being very nice about the whole mess. I got started that early morning. I got through the chaos. We came back. God, I forgot my money. I had to come back and get that. Run back there. They get a photo of my license. We finally get that all straightened out. Finally get hooked up. It's just not being very nice about the whole mess. Finally bring the teardrop back here. It's a Bushwhacker 17 FD, which basically means front dinette. And I'll get that in a minute. I'll take the camera and kind of show you around or give you a little mini description of kind of what's going on around. You might notice some memorabilia here behind me. Bear with me, we're still in the process of unpacking, and I had already gone through almost a 20-minute video of the whole thing, and it was getting kind of chaotic in here, and then we were constantly moving the camera, and only to find out I had no audio during the last record. So with that said, I'll come back into what we were talking about. I was over here like a chicken with its head cut off, literally trying to pull all the stuff out of the old RV into this one. I was just stepping over things. I couldn't even get in I could barely close my door. I think I had about 3 bags of trash. I'm a very cleanly lady, and I try to keep up on all that, but I knew there was going to be some downgrading going on, and then you get some horrible neighbor that's like, oh, I hope that can all fit in there. And I'm like, like I'm some horrible dumb. Like I've got experience. Like that's the last thing. You don't need to be having some horribly judgmental, I'm doing the best I can, and it needs to be done, and there's a lot of factors involved, and some would say, why don't you hold on to it until the house closes and all these things. But we're prepping for a mortgage. There was a lot of factors that fell into place when they needed to fall into place, and some will say, look, that's just divine intervention. It fell in that way, and it happened. There's some chaos going on in there, like it always tends to ensue. A little more than hopefully wanting to be expected. When it comes to promises, I'm always about saying, well, no promises, but I'll try to do the best I can, if at all possible. But others, and look, and I try to only take it as face value. A lot of times words can be meaningless. Even when someone promises, it will be there. But we won't get into all that chaotic mess, and I'm only touching on it briefly. So I'm running around my head like a chicken with its head cut off, getting in here. Thankfully, Mora was such a trooper. She just came to the door, climbed right up on me, and I was like, Mo, you want to go check out our new yummy place? Brought her in. We got her acclimated with it for a couple of minutes. She actually sat here right on this bed, actually, where I'm at. We eventually, when things got all straightened out, I was able to, the bed was hard. I could barely sleep that first night with the stress and the hard bed and everything. And I hadn't got it organized enough where I could squeeze in. I have that 4-inch foam that I was using living in my SUV, Kia Niro 2018, for like almost a week, and it made it difficult. I finally got that foam in here. I think it was yesterday, after all the chaos, and I finally had an actual day where I was able to start to organize. I mean, you should have seen it. Like I said, it was so rough in here. There is a small mini shower. It's enclosed. It's got like the toilet inside of it, and then just the whole bathroom you can basically get wet. I tried to do that. It's one of those little cramped showers. I'm like an Amazon. I'm like not 5 feet 10 inches Chica. I'm a tall one, and it was cramped in there. And I was struggling, but I made it work. I mean, look, I'm grateful. It doesn't make me sound ungrateful. It's just I was sharing with you how cramped this process can be, and yeah, it's my baby girl. We're almost done, sweetie. Hang in there, girl. You know, I'm grateful we got heat. I'm grateful we got AC as it gets hotter. Actually, for the first time, I actually had to turn it on the other day. It was getting kind of warm in here because these tend to be pretty warm. And I think I said Bushwhacker Plus. Yeah, 17 FD, right? Front dinette. So you go check that out. You can kind of see what I'm in. It's like this, not the smaller teardrop. I don't like having the kitchenette outside and just literally crawling into just a bed. Now, that's great for some. It's just, I know it doesn't work for my situation. I would love a much larger unit. That's one thing I miss about it. But it was just too much on me. Financially, stressful. It was too much to haul. And I knew I needed to downgrade. I knew I needed to financially prep for this mortgage coming in. And there's a lot going to be happening over the next couple of months. And we did get the inspection in this past week, so that's good. Thankfully, that came in minimalistically. We have the, I think, assessment around June 1st. We're hoping to close late June if all the pieces fall into place here. It's been a little stressful with everything and all the paperwork trying to straighten it out. So I'm trying to do a traditional VA loan, and it's... Last time it was easy. There was all these no problem because you're just buying land and you're not doing all these other struggles. And so pros and cons came out of all that. And then to integrate back here, I finally had a little time. It's been like straight out. I barely have any time to even... It took me a few days to bounce back. I couldn't bounce back as quickly. So I slowly worked on like the... I said, okay, Jen, I always like to do this in small steps. And I got everything out of the old one, and then I had some of the tools out there, and I was trying to downgrade and do what I could. So I even have to like put my laundry in my car still until, like I said, I'll be happy when things are more settled. But right now I'm playing the little limbo game, not that kind of limbo, but. So it's been chaos. So I said, all right, I'm going to start on the bedroom area just so I have some kind of like safe haven to come to, because the rest of it was very struggling to do. They do have local toilets, but as some will debate otherwise, but as a trans woman, and there's a whole list of reasoning why, it's very debilitating to go down and use that. And it's a little struggle to use this one too. Until I could tweak it and figure it out a little bit better, it was a little struggling, but I got it to work, and it's working. Like I said, I'm grateful. I've got electric, I got hot water, AC, I've got a furnace, but boy, that was blowing out the... Oh, it was so dusty in here. We were sneezing terrible. I got to get an air purifier in here, like a little portable one or something, but I've got a lot to do. I still got to organize. And then the next part was I got at least majority of the kitchenette set up, and I've got like a few cleaning supplies in one corner, and then separated, and I've got like my dishes, and I've got just a small amount of food. I donated a lot of canned goods to help. I've been wanting to do a big canned good donation, so thankfully they were able to do that. They helped me get rid of another... It was a mattress cover. I felt like they overcharged me for that. Normally it's $15 for mattresses, but I'm grateful. I like I said, I had to throw away quite a bit, and I knew there'd be this transition time where I'd be throwing away a lot of things. I think I had we had 2 bags of bottles, 3 bags of trash, and I think a 4th as I wrapped things up, and then I had to still bring a few items over at Adam's place as well temporarily. So with that said, I'm trying to get settled in. We got one side of the dining cleaned out, and so I still got to work the other side, but at least it's square, it's organized, it's kind of been pushed off to the side. We can get in through here. I was able to do my workout and my yoga mat over there. We're trying to make this work, right, baby girl? Yeah. Hey, kitty, queen. She's cleaning now. So I think with that said, for now, I'm going to kind of leave it at that. Let's kind of shift gears. First off, happy Mom's Day to all, whether it's a happy Ladies' Day, happy Mom's Day, whether you're a fur baby mom, whether you're just a hardworking chica. That's why I like to say happy Ladies' Day, even if you're not a mom. And I have been a real mom, but sadly, no mom should ever have to, or any parent should ever have to bury their child. I'm not going to get all dark and everything. It's just sharing with you that I have had that part temporarily. I won't get into that. So hope you all got to enjoy that last week. I was going to mention that last weekend's and there was a whole bunch of chaos going on, and I just wanted to see if you would like to share what you ended up doing, or you ended up doing for your mom, or your partner, or something that falls under the mom category, or the women category. You know, it's all good. Character cloning services. Thank goodness it's going to drop $35 to $15. Finally, it's a little bit more on par with what we anticipated. So now remember, that is for those that don't know, that is actually just to clone one copy to a TBC Classic and one to Original Classic. Now it's free when and by the way, we're getting ready, pre-patch, May 18th this week, technically 19th for the other side, but it's going live this week, pre-patch, and then in a couple weeks we'll have TBC Classic live. When the patch goes live, you'll be able to start leveling like your paladins, your shamans. I'm excited. We'll get like the blood elves and then the Draenei. I'm excited because my brother and I will get to do one of our fictional stories that we have. Not only are we brother and sister in real life in our guild, but we're excited to sort of do the brother and sister blood elf paladin brother sister team, and we're gonna like level a little bit, and we'll be leveling that as well on and off. And I'm very excited. We're going to try to create the characters and then try to just set in the name. And that will be integrating with some classic servers as well when that goes live as well, for those that were curious or wondering about how that factor was going to work. If you're seeing a lot of glare in my, bear with me, I've got a lot of little lights. I was trying to figure out how to turn those on, and it's just a little, what we call nipple button in the middle. And no one has showed me. And I didn't know, and I looked it up, and I couldn't find nothing, so I played around with it. I finally took it off. Like when I was a young kid, I used to take things apart and try to figure out how they work. That's part of the reason why I've done psychology, you know, figuring out how the human mind works, right? So I finally figured it out, and I was like, wait a minute, that middle button looks soft. Wait a minute, let's try it. And click, and we illuminated, because I was going around that first night in here all dark with my flashlight because I couldn't figure. I was checking every wall. I was like, where's the switches? I found the switch by the door for the outside. And by the way, coming in, you got to really watch your head or wear yourself a hard hat or something, because that small door, I was still going to get used to it. And I've had quite a few knocks to the head, not by choice. And man, oh man, oh man, I'll tell you. But I think, as that mentions, I think that's going to go live this week. Just want to let you know about that. The content creator slate, my apologies that know that on the channel I tend to botch these names. And I know when I get off, I'll see the video and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's how he said his name. And then, of course, Morgan, the dev team, he was interviewing him as well. They had a lot of 9.1 announcements coming out and just updates on some of the things. We're going to see Soul Ash greatly increased in 9.1. The Renowned catch-up as well. We're going to have some catch-ups on that. These are just, there's a lot more to it. These are just some of the highlights that really caught my eye. For those folks that ask me about Mythic, yeah, there'll be some extra valor that will drop if you run with other folks. That's that Mythic scoring system later on as well. And then on a side note, speaking of 9.1 and on the PTR, the sockets and conduit upgrades as well have been pretty live. We've been able to check out the new large dungeon raid, and ooh, Sylvanas just looks so delightful as well. And I think with that, I think we're going to kind of shift gears. We're going to get into the I love my calendar kitties. And those that know notice that I didn't have to reach and pause from the microphone and have to reach across my table. And normally it's going to be over there. I wanted to try it. I knew over here it'd be kind of a mishmash for now, but she just had refused to leave. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it here. So, I mean, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're coming along. I appreciate your patience through this chaotic mess. I'm glad you're hanging in there. I just really, really, really appreciate that. And with that said, I think we're going to kind of shift gears. As you know, of course, we touched on pre-patch going live for TBC over there. We've got the pet battle event. That's going to be beginning this week for those the pet battles as well. Shadowlands dungeon event. That is ending this week. So if you want that little extra piece, you want to jump on in there to Shadowlands. How are you all doing? Share where your renowns are at. I think I've got my 3 alts. I've got one at 37 or 38. I think all I've been doing is doing the souls on my main character. Just that way I'm not going to be AFK and kicked out while we're talking about the calendar. We've got PvP Brawl. Remember, that is wrapping up this week. PvP is South Shore versus Torn Mill. That's ending as well this week. Get ready for Glow Clap Festival. I always get excited for that because that means we're closing in on Memorial Day weekend coming up after that. So, and that's when things are going to get really busy around here, and they're starting to clean up the pool as well. And boy, oh my goodness sakes, have I got a story about the pool for you, but we won't get into that right now. Jeez Louise. Time walking as well, that's coming next week. Just keep an eye out on that as well. Hope you all are holding up. Again, stay safe. Remember, take 2 things that you want to think about before you get into this week and or pre-patch. When that goes live, share with us what you're going to play. Are you playing something in pre-patch? Have you just kind of like, okay, that, you know, I'm kind of good there, I'm moving on. Also, for a quick note, we know there's mixed feelings about this. Just giving you a heads up, that little mini shop, not mini shop, but like the shop is going live. The microtransactions, the one-time upgrade for TBC that will give you a mount in-game and in Classic. You got your Hearthstone, you've got your Illidan Fellfire Walk toy, and a few 30 extra days of gameplay. Things like that. That is going live on pre-patch, so keep an eye out for that. Well, at least it's supposed to be. We'll see whether that goes live or not. If not, it will happen when the game goes live. But that was told by us that it would be live by May 18th. But we'll have to see. You know how things constantly change. So I think with that said, we're going to wrap it up. Have those 2 things that you want to contemplate. Calm in the morning. And once again, those that know my channel, we will see you later.